Mayor Jones.
Here.
Alderman Taylor.
Here.
Alderwoman Bibbs.
Here.
Alderman Hartman.
Here.
Alderman Runyons.
Here.
Alderman Maloney.
Here.
Alderman Rousey.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you very much. The next item is the Pledge of Allegiance. So would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for a moment of silent prayer for our men and women in harm's way, as well as our public safety members. And tonight we have Robbie with troop number 631, and Robbie is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you very much. You may be seated. The next item on the agenda is the approval of tonight's agenda. Is there a motion?
Mayor,
Alderwoman Bibbs.
I move that we approve the agenda as printed.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Mayor,
Alderman Hartman.
I second that.
Thank you. It's been moved and second. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So tonight's agenda has been approved. The next item is the approval of the amended regular session minutes from June 13th, 2023. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Maloney.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve tonight's amended minutes to include the other business and item 11 of approval of a liquor license as printed and presented of June 13th, 2023.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Mayor,
Alderman Rousey.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you. It's been moved and second. Any discussion?
Mayor,
Alderman Hartman.
I wasn't there at that meeting.
Thank you. Anyone else? Hearing none. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So the amended regular session minutes from June 13th, 2023 have been approved. There are no awards, presentation, organization business. We have public comment. So anyone who would like to address the Board of Aldermen, please step up to the mic, state your name and address, and we will have public comment. Do you want to speak to the board? You have 3 minutes. So the time is 7:02. So I declare public comment open, and state your name and address, and speak to, when you finish speaking to the boards, please sign in right there at the clip.
After I speak.
Yes.
now.
And get closer to the mic if you would, ma'am.
My name is Mary Schonkweiler.
What about that close to your mouth?
My name is Mary Schonkweiler, and I live at 12735 Ewing Avenue. I'm proud to say I've lived in Grandview for 40 years, 36 years in the house that we own now. My purpose in being here tonight is to bring up whether the ordinances are being enforced for the property just south of us at 12801 Ewing Avenue. So I have, somebody said that a picture is worth 10,000 words, so I've brought 4 pictures, photos, to show you.
Thank you, Mary Rose. I'm. Just give them to Alderman Taylor. And Mary Rose, we will be back in touch with you. Our assistant city administrator is right there, Kirk, and we'll make sure that the right people get back in touch with you. And thank you for taking pictures. You know, I tell everybody, please take pictures so that, you know, we can see it and we can pass that on accordingly. So thank you. Do tell Bob hello for me. Anyone else who would like to address the Board of Aldermen? I see no one else. So at 7:04, I declare public comment closed. We have no public hearing. So the next item is consent items. Is there a motion for consent items B through H?
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Maloney.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve consent items B through H as printed and presented.
Thank you very much. Is there a second?
Mayor,
Alderman Taylor.
I second.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Mayor,
Alderman Runyons.
The appointment of the CID board,
Yes.
who all is on that?
I don't have the names of all the members, but this was kind of an oversight when Mr. Webb bought the property and took it over a year ago.
Can you get closer to that?
I am
Yeah.
a member, and I believe Carrie Reed is a
Yes.
member, and then the ownership group has 3 members of the 5-member board.
Because it didn't say.
Yeah.
I mean, we're adding one, but that's all we heard.
I can get you the rest of the list, Alderman Runyons.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Consent items B through H have been approved, and Kirk's going to follow up with the rest of the board members. The next item is an ordinance. Is there a motion for bill number 7698?
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Maloney.
make a motion that bill number 7698 be placed on its first reading.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderman Rousey.
I'll second this motion.
Thank you.
Bill number 7698, an ordinance authorizing a contract with Barclay Asphalt Incorporated for the construction of a new 7-car parking lot within Southview Park and authorizing payment.
Thank you. Any discussion?
Mayor.
Alderman Runyons.
I have a kind of a comment. This is the 3rd contract that we've, with Barclay. And the first one, they were $500,000, over $500,000 low.
Mm-hmm.
And we still, and then the next one, they were $60,000 low. And we awarded that one. And then by that time the South Park project comes up, nobody's going to bid it because they figured they're already going to get it, and we got one, keep me in the neighborhood, which was twice as much as anybody else. So it just doesn't play right. Doesn't fit what I think's going on.
Okay.
I really think somebody needs to look into this because, and I was in the construction business. Anytime somebody was $500,000 low, they thought that was probably going to be thrown out. And I heard all this stuff, well, it's different today. Everybody I talked to says no. So something's not right, and I would sure like to see somebody look into this.
Thank you. Anyone else? Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Oh, sorry. Alderman Maloney.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Runyons.
No,
Alderwoman Bibbs. Aye. Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Rousey.
Motion for second reading.
Mayor,
Alderwoman Bibbs.
I move that bill number 7698 be placed on its second reading.
Thank you. Is there a second? Alderman Rousey.
Bill number 7698, an ordinance authorizing a contract with Barclay Asphalt Incorporated for the construction of a new 7-car parking lot within Southview Park and authorizing payment.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
Mayor,
Alderman Rousey.
when we do the construction, will we have to close down the park?
No. I will put some construction fencing around the construction area, but the trail should be able to stay open. I'm sorry. No, we should not have to close down the park itself. We'll put construction fencing around the work area. Most of it will be coming in off of Harry Truman Drive, and be able to keep the trail open, keep the shelter open, and we just have the one tie-in to the trail itself. So shouldn't be much disruption at all to the shelter of the trail itself.
Yeah. Further discussion?
Mayor.
Alderman Hartman.
Doug, you checked out Barclay, I mean, on the first contract on the streets and kind of
Yes.
called on some references and things, didn't you?
Yes.
Now, this job here is not a prevailing wage job, is that right?
It would be under the 75,000, so we would not require them to pay prevailing wages.
So that's the only difference basically in this one and the street? The
Yeah,
street was a
in
prevailing.
the size itself. I mean, the street one is a mill and overlay. This one is kind of new construction, so that, on a construction standpoint, they're a little bit different.
I kind of understand what Joe's getting at, but I think they're in the area doing the work, so, they might have a little advantage on that price. I wouldn't say advantage, but I mean to their advantage. It's not going to hurt us any that I can see.
No, the prices came in, I mean, the low bid came in where we expected it. It's just been a difficult project to bid and that in getting some interest on it. I think the first time we put it out to bid, we didn't get any bids on it. The second one, we lumped in with the view bids, and generally we got the prices where we expect them, but it was a little more than what we wanted to spend. So we looked at the scope of the work, shrunk it down, took out some landscaping that we feel we can do in-house, and then put it out to bid as a standalone project. And again, as a standalone project, it wasn't going to gather a great deal of interest. I mean, we called up all the known players in the area, and we got 2 bids on them, and one was where we expected it, and one had, let's say, a little higher profit margin in it.
Okay, thank you.
Further discussion? A couple of quick comments. The people in Southview have been waiting on this for some time. I mean, this is like a 10-year project, and there's been no parking. So I think this is going to be very beneficial, and I think, as we said in the work session, those that walk the trails, they have nowhere to park. And I think this is going to be very, very helpful for them as well. And I think it's going to make the park more accessible and even look better. So I think this is very encouraging for us. Great that we've got a very reasonable bid. I think your notes said that more than 20 projects have already been completed by Barclay already sufficiently and passed every test that we have put before them. So I think that's a step in the right direction. And for the city of Grandview, I think we're fortunate to be in this position.
Yeah, and to repeat what Parks Director Jared said last week is that by providing a parking lot for the shelter, it makes the shelter more usable for those that want to rent it out, and so just makes it more attractive to those that want to use it, and maybe get a little revenue from the shelter rent to help pay for some asphalt.
Sure. Any further discussion? Hearing none, roll call, please.
Alderwoman Bibbs.
Aye.
Alderman Rousey. Aye. Alderman Runyons.
No.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Maloney.
Aye.
Motion for final passage.
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Maloney.
make a motion that bill number 7698 be placed on final passage and said bill be enacted.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Mayor,
Alderman Taylor.
I second.
Alderman Maloney.
Aye.
Alderman Taylor.
Aye.
Alderman Runyons.
No.
Alderwoman Bibbs.
Aye.
Alderman Hartman.
Aye.
Alderman Rousey. Ordinance number 7440.
Bill number 7698 has passed. It's now ordinance 7440. And Doug, thank you, and Parks and Rec, we got both of you here. Thank you as well. Look forward to this work. The next item is other business. We have an application for liquor license change of managing agent. Is there a motion?
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Maloney.
make a motion that we approve the liquor license change of management agent for the Grandview Liquor located at 6111 Main Street, submitted by
Noli.
Noli and
Ozetta.
Ozetta.
You did a good job.
Thank you.
Is there a second?
Mayor.
Alderman Rousey.
Second the motion.
Thank you. Moved and second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So the application for liquor license change of managing agent has been approved. We're still in other business, so let's start with Alderwoman Bibbs, any other business?
I'd like to remind everyone that the holiday's coming up, the 4th of July, and if we could just pass on to all our friends that please don't engage in any celebratory gunfire. We want to keep our city safe.
Thank you very much.
Amen.
Alderman Maloney.
Yes, I would like to thank the Parks and Rec staff there. A couple of years ago, Parks and Rec installed a little free library that they built in-house, and they installed at Meadowmere Park here, and it's been widely used by the children that go to that park there. During the winter, they continued to build 2 more houses in-house, and now they've been placed in one in each ward. So there's one in Mapleview Park, and there's one in Valley Park. So if you ever have, you want to pass along some books, usually from teenage, age down or anything, those little libraries are there. But it's nice to see how crafty our staff can be. And I know this was a project on top of everything that they do already. They don't normally get paid to make these things and install them, but it's a great service to the park system and to our citizens. And I just wanted to thank staff because it's not just a birdhouse that they built. They are colorful, they are fun, they got shapes, so they've done a great job. And right now they're full, but they could always use help getting filled up on a regular basis.
Awesome. And I think Jared, one of our carpenters, is back here that was instrumental in getting that done. So as usual, thank you, sir. Absolutely. Alderman Runyons.
Several things. First of all, the ordinance that just passed for
Yes.
Parkland, that will be a prevailing wage job because I read the ordinance. It said they will pay the prevailing wage.
Yep.
I know it's under, but they signed off on it. Shooting again today, when is it going to stop? I mean, I'm going out on my deck and here we go. I'm a mile away. The city needs to step up and take care of those residents that have to put up with this shooting on a constant basis. Especially, and then sometimes we've got the Honeywell there, and they use the big guns and all the noise. Staff or maybe the board needs to step in and get together, go out there when they're shooting, both outfits, and see what's going on. But we have to address the problem. It's way past being addressed. I mean, we've spent $1 million, probably more than what it was worth. Somebody made a mistake in the design. Who made the mistake? I don't know. But there was a mistake made when they didn't deal with the sound. And it's a constant nuisance for all of the citizens over here in Ward 2. And it just continues.
How often do they shoot? Because I'd be more than happy to
knows?
come over there with you and listen.
Staff knows.
Staff knows, because shooting is important, but I understand the citizens.
It isn't anything
And
to do
you
with
could
the
put-
police. It needs to be
Yeah, we
addressed.
can, there's a way you can put, like on the highways, put those soundproof walls up, fences up. But I believe they have to shoot, because I've gone through that, and I would like to come over there and hear it myself. I really would.
And then we put these berms in, but we forgot to cut the weeds. Weeds standing up 4 or 5 feet high.
That's part of the sound barrier.
Yeah.
No, these weeds.
Oh, okay.
It's not a joke, Mayor. It's not a joke.
Mayor, can I address what Joe said?
Well, we're going to get to you as well. So
And the other thing is, what's the progress on the trestle in Blue Ridge? Where are we? We keep, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming.
We can provide an updated work
yeah,
session.
absolutely.
But the trestle was put in the transportation sales tax the last time, and then it was put in the bond package. So we've got two sources of money for it, and we're still not getting done.
And we have a signature that we still need to get, and we have not gotten that signature yet. So, yeah.
That's not a
Alderman
good
Hartman?
excuse.
Yes, I was just going to address what Joel was saying on the shooting range. When they first started that shooting range, I was getting a lot of calls, and I think probably some other people did too. And after about a year of that we discussed that, we I think had another company come in and do a sound system or something. I suggested back at that time, I thought the whole board should meet out at Greg's house as a group when they're shooting the big guns like Honeywell, so we can all get the same effect. I mean, that's, I think, the worst part of it is late at night in the big guns from Honeywell. I don't know, they put some suppressors, I think, on some of our
We did.
We
stuff.
did, yes.
But I think, and I mentioned Greg, because Greg's been at several of these meetings, and Alan Hanks, some of those people that live over in that area. But I mentioned him because he is directly across, and I think to get the full effect that he's listening to, I think we all as a group should meet there. I suggested that back then. It's scheduling things we just didn't get done. But if we could ever do that, Kurt, I think that would be helpful as a board, the whole board and the mayor, that we would all get a good sense of what he's listening to. You know, I know it's just one or two people out there maybe that's getting the brunt of that, but I can hear it at my house. Nothing like I know they can over there, in that area. But I think he has a point. We need to try to take care of every citizen in here. If we think there's some other way we can do something, then we can discuss it. But as long as we debate it and don't go out there and actually hear it as a group, I don't think, we've been debating it for 4 years or 5, however long that's been open. That's just my suggestion on that. And my other question was Blue Ridge, and he's already talked about that,
Yeah.
so.
Alderman Rousey?
Oh, I have nothing.
Okay. Alderman Taylor?
Yes, I would like to talk about just quick, on the destruction of records. I think that the department heads and Becky did an outstanding job with that. I mean, that was a lot of work, 'cause I read through it, and I love to read, but I just turned my computer off. I said, no more of this. I couldn't do it, so I went back to the 3 pages, and then I went to the Jeff City page and did my research on that. And the only question I have, I think we have our own policy or resolution on the record analysis from the Record Management Division for the deposition of approval forms, and I know what you're going to say. Yes, you have that. She was good. But I want to say thank you very much, and the department heads, that was outstanding. I read through it, and I love to read, and I'm up 3 o'clock in the morning reading this.
You're not talking about destruction of records, you're talking about the recodification?
No, the destruction
Yeah,
of records.
destruction.
Oh.
Yeah, you have to
Okay.
have, there's
Yeah,
a,
each form shows that have signed off on the records to be destroyed.
Yes.
That's what you're
and,
talking
yes,
about.
and
Yeah.
it's there to be destroyed off-site, correct?
No, they come here.
Oh, they come here?
Well, they actually are shredded off-site. They come here,
Okay.
they dump all of the boxes into their truck, and they take them
Wow.
off-site. It's cheaper for them to go off-site than it is to have them stay here and shred them here.
But I just wanted to say, I mean, I read through it, and I could not believe it. Y'all had to decipher through all that and what's good and what's not good.
Well, I
Department
have,
heads, thank you, and thank you.
I think Becky knows
I have
the
a
statute.
reliable database for that.
It's right up here.
That's right.
Every little bit helps. Yes. Did you have something?
Oh, I just wanted to mention to Dan. Dan, I remember when you had one of those meetings, because I sat in one of those meetings with Greg.
Yes, me and Debbie, he invited us over there, and I think everybody else was busy and couldn't make it, but me and Debbie did, and it was pretty intense, wasn't it, Debbie?
Right,
What we
it
heard
was.
that day.
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
that's my suggestion. If we can all get together as a group, I think that would be better.
Yeah, and I've been there a number of times as well, both with board members and without board members. And just a little history for those who don't know, we actually had a shooting range further to the south that we used to use. That was the old shooting range. I don't know how old it was, but it was an old shooting range. And we actually did sound studies to compare shooting from the old shooting range compared to shooting at the new shooting range. And if I recall correctly, the new shooting range was much quieter than the old shooting range. And we have documentation to prove it and many other documents to prove that. So we've gone through that process once. Kirk, I see no problem with, going through that again. Unfortunately, if we need to shoot at the old shooting range again to compare notes, we do what we need to. But yes, this is much safer, much quieter at the new shooting range than it was at the old shooting range, and that was by far. And that was with a number of studies that were done. So we will see what we need to do to move forward. That's one of the things we can do.
It actually got better after we did some
Absolutely.
mitigating
Yes.
Techniques and,
Yeah.
and
So-
procedures out there.
I appreciate it. Anything from staff at this point?
Nope, just wish everybody happy 4th of July.
And we're not meeting next Tuesday, so just so
We are not.
everybody is aware, City Hall will be closed as well as DMV, and we will not have a meeting next Tuesday. So the time is 7:26. Nope, 7:28. Robbie, would you be so kind to come on up and close us out? And if something I need to sign as well, I will sign that to make sure that you get credit for being here. So Robbie, come on up, and we will prepare to close out. So have a seat, sir, right here. Right here. And tell us your name and tell us what badge you're working on as well, Robbie. Just have a seat and speak in the mic, sir.
My name is Robert Ripley. I'm working on both communications and citizenship in the community. At the moment, I need to attend a local meeting for both of those, take some notes, look at some opinions and such on certain issues.
And you have an Eagle Scout right here to your left. So someone's gone through that process already, so that's good to hear. Well, the time now is 7:27. I don't know why this is saying a different time on my iPad, but I'm not going to worry about it. It says 7:31 on my iPad. Now it's 7:27. I don't know what the deal is. So if you'd be so kind, Robbie, grab this. And is there a motion for adjournment?
Mr. Mayor,
Alderman Maloney.
make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Mayor,
Alderwoman
I
Bibb.
second the motion.
Good. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? So we're officially adjourned. Robbie, would you hit that for me? We officially adjourn at 7:27. Thank you, Robbie.